All right. FGTB. It's been a while. FGTB. Football Guys Talking Basketball. Let's start with some OU hoops. 9-0. Porter Moser's crew 9-0 after they beat Arkansas in Tulsa there at the BOK Center 79-70. How about this, Ted? This is fun. How fun is this team to watch? So many guys that can break guys down on the dribble and get to the basket. Just another really impressive performance from this OU team.
Yeah, really good. Fun to watch. Athletic. Multiple guys that can shoot it, fill it up, get to the rim, rebound. There's energy in the way they play. They're up and down the floor. I got nothing bad to say about them. They look tough. They look fairly deep. They can get into the bench a little bit and still have some success. But McCollum's the dude, man. I love, like, I don't know, what would you say? His style, the way he moves on the floor. I think he's got a great feeling for space and finding, open spots, even whenever he doesn't have the basketball. Shoots the three, has a really, really impressive handle. He's got the best handle that we've had on the team in a while, doesn't he? That you can remember?
Oh, yeah. He has been excellent. So I did radio on last Friday with King McClure, who was actually on the call for this game. He was doing color for ESPN for this game. And he said McCollum's the most impressive guard he's seen all season long. Not in the Big 12, in all of college basketball.
I could see it. I mean,
and when he said that, I didn't say it out loud. I have to remain pretty neutral over there on Big 12 radio for the most part. But it was one of those I was screaming internally, like, yes, yes.
I mean, when you watch basketball, really when you watch any sport, you can usually settle rather quickly on who's the best player on the court or on the field. And it feels like McCollum ends up being that guy pretty quickly that you look at and say, okay, he's the best guy on the floor today, right? So far in the games that we've played.
I completely agree with that. And you look at the Arkansas win, they shot it pretty well. The thing that really stands out to me compared to the teams that they've had the last couple of years, clearly the athleticism, but that goes hand in hand with their ability to get into the paint and to force defenses to rotate and to adjust and to guys help off of other guys. They have so many guys that can break a guy down and get into the paint and force defenses to react, right? McCollum, Los Usan is doing a great job. Owe, Soares, they all are comfortable handling the basketball and can get into the paint, and they can go score at the rim. What was it, 36 points in the paint against Arkansas? But it also it creates open shots for guys because the defense has to react to those guys getting into the paint. They just didn't have guys that could do that the last couple seasons. They didn't have that level of athlete.
Nope. I mean, credit Porter Moser for, number one, being able to assemble this squad, and number two, as you pointed out, getting them to where they play really fluid ball together on both sides, offensively and defensively. It looks like guys that have played multiple years together, and hopefully that continues, man. The schedule over the next couple of weeks is fantastic, and they're going to continue to get tested and see some good teams out there. And I don't know, man. I don't even know what to think. I'm cautiously optimistic. It feels like this is a really good team. What does a really good team mean in the Big 12? Sometimes I don't know.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know either, but I was impressed with how they handled every time it felt like Arkansas was going to make a run and make that game close in the second half. They just answered. right? And extended it back out to 15, 16. I thought that was really impressive. The way that they finished the first half, closing that half strong, that was really impressive. But maybe the best part about the entire game is they were beating him so bad that Eric Musselman felt the need that he had to freak out to try to fire his team up, and he got tossed in this game again.
He is such a dumbass. Every time they play this game and they're getting ran out of the gym, he has to have some massive attention seeking. It's so bad. It looks so pathetic to me, but whatever. Does anyone even know what happened?
No, that was funny. The broadcast, they even were like, I don't know what's he so mad about? What, they were down 15 at the time, so he's probably upset that they're getting worked. That's not fun, but
they went to him at one point in the first half. There's probably 5 minutes or so left in the first half, and they cut to him on the sideline, and I was like, yeah, he clearly knows that he's going to get his ass beat today, and there's nothing he can do about it, because he was just like scratching his head, and he was upset. So yeah, that was, at least he kept his shirt on.
It's a great point. It's a win for everyone. Now, they've got, I thought there was a ton of athleticism on the floor. OU's got better basketball players, though.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun season, man. I don't know what this team is capable of, but this is as excited as I've been about OU basketball in a long time. And it's fun. So we're going to keep talking about it. It's going to be tough in league play. Big 12's a grind, man. But I think this team they're going to win a lot of games. It's going to be a lot of fun to talk about. So
I hope so. I hope that's the case. We're going to play in a lot of good games, so hopefully we can win a majority of them.
So there's another basketball team in the state of Oklahoma that is playing at a high level. The Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Warriors 138-136 in overtime in an awesome game that I was at. Place was rocking. We're close to being back as a fan base. We're not quite there, but we're getting real close to having the electricity we used to have inside that arena. As
soon as football season is over, that's whenever it's going to start pouring in.
Yeah, there's that's the little nudge the rest of the people will need, and then we'll be operating it at 100% there at Paycom Center. But shout out to Draymond Green, awesome foul there on Chet Holmgren on the 3-point attempt. What was he doing? I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to not allow them to get up a 3-point shot so that they would only have 2 free throws. It was a 3-point game. I know what he was trying to do, but it looked so bad. And for a guy that, from all indications, is somewhat of a basketball genius type of guy, Draymond Green, that was about as dumb as it gets on a basketball floor in that situation. Now, clutch free throws from Chet to send that thing into overtime, and then he was awesome in overtime as well. But yeah, thanks, Draymond. That was certainly a choice.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm in the spot right now with the team where I feel like they're really good. Which, obviously you look at the record and everything. They're young. I feel like some of the youth is still going to improve, but I guess I don't know what to expect. Are they as good as where they are in the standings? Is that just kind of how things haven't settled yet? Tell me where I should be right now.
I think you should be, the expectation for me now is for them to be a top 5 seed in the Western Conference.
Okay.
And it goes back to the point you made about McCollum. SGA, night in and night out, you're probably going to have the best player on the floor if you're the Thunder. He was first team all league last year. He's first team all NBA last year. And he's even better now. He's playing much better on the defensive end. Steals aren't always a great indicator of the level of defense you're playing, but he leads the league in steals by a lot. So you got a ton of young talent around him. Chet has completely changed their team defensively with the way that he can protect the rim. Is the rebounding where you want it to be? Probably not, but it's a really good basketball team. If they stay healthy, dude, I expect them to win a playoff series. That's where I'm at with
Yeah.
this team. I expect them to win a first round playoff series.
Now,
Anything other than that is kind of just icing on the cake for me.
is that built in a little bit when you're talking about Chet? Like when you got a rim protector like that, it doesn't rebound almost always struggle a little bit because he's coming over to help at the last second. Is that kind of where that comes from?
Yeah, and then you look at the rest of the team, just not a ton of size on the floor.
Yeah.
But and this is where you look at that Golden State game. Normally, when you go 5 of 29 from 3 in the NBA, you lose. But the Thunder's good enough,
Especially against the Warriors.
especially against a team where Steph Curry and Klay Thompson are still firing that thing from deep. But they're able to overcome a bad shooting night, and it's got a lot to do with SGA. Now, I think he took 30 shots, but he's so good, dude. He can get wherever he wants on the court. 38, 5 and 5. Jalen Williams. I don't know who said something to him, but that man, when he is taking it when he goes and gets into the paint now, really good things happen. He's fantastic around the rim. I love when he's aggressive with the ball in his hands and he gets to the rack. Now, he's not shooting it well. And I have a theory that he's shooting the ball with too much rotation. I can't prove that, but it's just a theory I'm working on. But he had a really nice night against the Warriors. Chet was, hit the 3 clutch free throws and then played great in overtime. He had the scream, Ted, on the and one on the putback. The mom made pizza roll memes is back. That was like 10 years ago. It's awesome. That's where we're at. We're fired up. Let's go.
That's good. That's good. I love it. Well, hey man, I guess I'm kind of in the same spot with both teams. Maybe I've got some PTSD built in a little bit, but I'm cautiously optimistic. And from what my eyes see, which is not good at evaluating basketball, but from what my eyes see, you said it with SGA, with McCollum, whenever you often, almost always, so far for OU, but SGA all year, have the best guy on the floor, you're going to have a really good chance. And the guys that are surrounded both those players, especially for the Thunder, seem to be well balanced. Like the skill set that you've got throughout your roster seems to be perfectly balanced to make up for some efficiencies. You got athleticism, you got some size, you got some defensive guys. Like, seems like they're really well built. And like, if they want, I don't know what they're going to do. They sit on a pile of really good draft picks if they want to make a move at the deadline and some stuff like that. So it looks really good, but the roster may not even be done for this season.
No, I completely agree.
Which, not to get sidetracked, but is there a piece that you think they should go for by the trade deadline that maybe ties it all together?
I definitely think they need some more size in the front court. As good as Jalen Williams can be coming in and playing alongside Chet, he's not a very big guy. When you think about, okay, who could they play in a playoff series? Lakers, Nuggets, whether you're talking about Jokic, Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis put on a damn show in the final of that in-season tournament. My goodness, he was excellent. But those are the types of teams you're going to have to beat in the playoffs. And is Chet by himself a great matchup with those guys? No. So And that's something that has been discussed for a long time. I think the timeline that Sam Presti probably had for this group, he's got to be double checking that timeline.
Yeah.
Because this thing feels pretty open this season.
Yeah. Don't stay patient too long and miss an opportunity. Yeah.
Yes.
There's like, it's what we talked about this there's like a transition phase, it feels like, in the NBA right now, outside of Denver. But like, kind of, where is everyone else going to fall in the pecking order? Like, some of the teams that you always just kind of had right in a certain spot, like, may not be there, or it's going to be way more difficult for those teams to stay where they've been.
Yeah, I hear you, but I have 3 more observations from that game.
Okay.
Lou Dort bounces back from a bad ankle sprain faster than any human being alive.
What about Trevor Lawrence?
When I turn on Red Zone and Trevor Lawrence is playing, I'm going, wait, what?
No.
I had no idea. I figured that guy was out for a month or something.
And he looks pretty good.
Yeah. But Lou Dort to bounce back the way that he did, and then to guard Steph Curry the way that he did at the end of regulation and in overtime, guy is what a stud. There's no doubt it would be very helpful if the Thunder starting unit could get off to better starts in some of these games. It feels like they are not getting enough from the starting unit, and they're falling behind early in quite a few games, and just that has to be better. And then this is something that dawned on me as I was watching Steph Curry. I am surprised. When I watch NBA basketball, the thing that surprises me the most on an NBA basketball floor is when Steph Curry shoots an open 3 and misses. And that may sound strange, but when he misses an open 3, my reaction is, oh my God, he missed. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's mid-range jumper has now entered that's the second most surprising thing in the NBA now, is when SGA shoots a pull-up mid-range jump shot and doesn't hit it. When he does it, because he's so good in the mid-range, when he misses, I go, oh my God, he missed. It's like shocking. And the rest of the stands, when he misses a mid-range jumper, everyone's like, oh my gosh, what just happened there? That's crazy. Because he's so good in the mid-range. So Steph Curry open 3 misses, and now SGA pull-up mid-range jumper misses. Those are the 2 things that shock me the most when I'm watching NBA basketball.
I bet whenever they play on the road, the big shock to everyone is that he even shoots a mid-range jumper. You don't even see that anywhere
Is this allowed still?
Wait a second. Was he in front of the 3 line? What's going on here? Pretty funny.
The Oklahoma City Thunder, 14-7, currently the 2 seed in the West, 3 games behind Minnesota. They've got the Jazz on Monday night. I think that should be another win. So
stay healthy.
Will stay healthy. It's all about staying healthy for OU basketball and for the Thunder. But some good hoops being played in the state, man. FGTB could be a banner year for a couple football guys talking basketball.
I know, and we've needed it. We have needed it. So it's back in a big way. I love it.